Thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to listen to my research design proposal. I have been involved with and am very interested in the Affordable Care Act, sometimes known as Obamacare. It has been a controversial law. Although the Supreme Court upheld the law in 2012, the Supreme Court decision made Medicaid expansion voluntary for the states rather than a requirement. As of this summer, 24 states have not expanded Medicaid, representing a loss of billions of dollars in federal funding for those states. In recent months, however, a number of states are reconsidering that decision. There are about 5 states in discussions or are actively considering expanding Medicaid. My research question, then, is what are the factors that are driving these changes? My hypothesis was that financial interests are driving this discussion. In addition, my second hypothesis was that the policy discussion is being reframed around alternative policy ideas more compatible with Republican ideas and values. My pilot study was meant to test these ideas as part of a possible larger study. The research design suggested a case study approach. The case study method would provide for a more qualitative descriptive understanding of what might be happening. I selected 2 states for the study, Indiana and Georgia. One had an active proposal before the federal government. The other had not taken any steps to consider expanding Medicaid. This allowed me to identify and compare 2 distinctly different states. I interviewed 4 people representing state and national policymakers to discuss Medicaid expansion broadly and to examine what factors were and were not driving the policy discussions in the 2 states being examined. So, my preliminary findings. The first finding is that alternative policy ideas are clearly driving the discussions in states that are reconsidering Medicaid. Even in states that are not reconsidering Medicaid, it seems that something different than traditional Medicaid expansion will be required for a state to entertain policy changes. The elephant in the room is the federal dollars. People are aware of how large these federal dollars are and the impact on their states, but they are not talking about them in these states, or is it driving the discussions? The data provided another interesting preliminary finding, the issue of state costs. There is great concern about the long-term sustainability of this program, and will the federal government be reliable partners, or will they gradually shrink their federal commitment given the large federal deficits? This is an important issue driving the discussion as well. The major change to the pilot study involves the federal government. The data shows they play a central role here. They have approved alternative policy ideas. Will they be willing to go further? The data suggests to me that the role of the federal government is its own research question that must be explored with the other 2 factors on what may lead states to move forward. I will adjust my study to reflect that observation. The Affordable Care Act is controversial still 4 years later, but it is also a work in progress. By better understanding what factors might lead to those changes, policymakers will be able to be better positioned to make progress on this key component of the Affordable Care Act. It took 16 years for all states to accept Medicaid following its passage in 1965. We may see a similar pattern in the years ahead with this important provision of the new law. Thank you.